Hey friend, welcome to my podcast, The Fit Soul. I'm your host, Amy Ramsey. In this podcast, we will be discussing soul-filled strategies to unleash your confidence, increase your energy, and all the things healthy lifestyle. If you're a Christian woman who is ready to reach your God-given potential, walk worthy of your calling with abundant joy and energy, girlfriend, you are in the right spot. I mean, you only have one life to live. You might as well maximize it. Buckle in, and thanks for listening. Are you ready to live a fruitful and faithful life? Honoring God, honoring yourself, honoring your health, honoring your relationships. One thing that can hold us back, that holds so many women back, is they are honestly stuck in mediocrity. Like, I'm feeling a little sassy britches today, and we're just going to talk about it. Hello, welcome back to the podcast. My name is Amy Ramsey. I am I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. I'm on my own walk, my own mission, just like you. And God has called me to, and called all of us Christians to walk worthy of our calling. And my goal, my mission is to walk worthy of my calling and to powerfully use my voice for God's glory and help other women use their voice and walk worthy of their calling. Okay, so this podcast today is really birthed out of a place of helping you tangibly, tactically, practically take some steps to not just breaking bad habits. It's more about moving in purpose in your life. And unfortunately, so many Christians, so many women, so many midlifers, this like breaks my heart, are really truly stuck in indifference, apathy, mediocrity. They're settling. And there's so much more to our lives than that. This is a trap we cannot afford to stay stuck in. And so today, I want to help you take some bold steps to break bad habits, align with purpose, and pursue excellence. Today's podcast is a recording that I send to my Walk Worthy mentorship. Now, between me and you, so they receive a faith activation text on the, internally in our team, we call them the FATs. That's an acronym for faith activation text. So every morning they receive a FAT from me, and it's in alignment with what we're working on to help move them forward in optimizing their spiritual growth, personal growth, professional growth. And these women are on fire. Let me tell you something. These women are taking bold moves. They're getting out of automatic pilot, and they're using their lives. They're getting healthier spiritually, physically, emotionally. It's just really incredible to see. So if you're looking for a community, I will put the link to this Walkworthy mentorship below. And this was a text that I sent to them. And so typically I record a week at a time. I batch record them. And so I listen to them in real life every morning when they come out too. And sometimes they're a surprise to me. But wow, as I was listening to this one, I was like, oh, it really stirred me. It really stirred me. So I pray it stirs you. We had recently been doing, in our mentorship, we had been going through Proverbs, reading a proverb a day that matches up with the month. And that's a good habit to do anytime anyway. So anyway, enjoy this podcast. And I would love for you to tell me your takeaways from it. Like, hit me up in the DMs and Instagram after you listen to it and let me know what you think. Proverbs 25, of course. Please read through this entire scripture, the whole the whole chapter. And really, as I was reading through it, I was struck by, I don't know, I got tickled a little bit, and I thought, read the room. There's so much common sense, but like higher level ways that one should manage themselves in situations. Read the room, read the room. How do we read the room? Okay, so that was just a little side note. But our conversation today, I want to just give you a couple of little thoughts to think about. As believers, we're called to walk in the Spirit. And part of walk worthy and walking worthy is this pursuit of excellence in our lives. Most Christians these days are living an apathetic life on autopilot. I've been there. Maybe you've been there. Maybe you can relate with that. Or maybe you were there for a little time. Or maybe you're there now and you're trying to come back. What do I mean by that? Apathetic, just really not even concerned with God's best. What is God saying here? Maybe even going to church regularly. Maybe even checking off the checklist of quiet time, quote unquote. But it's just a checklist. And I know I had a crucial time in my life where my yes was on the table. My surrender was on the table. It's like, Lord, whatever you want with my life, that's what I want to do, because this whole thing that I'm doing is not working for me. And in that, as we're pursuing excellence in our life, it's for God's glory. And so I just want to encourage you on that. But one of my prayers for my life, and one of the prayers that I have over this mission that He's put on me of Walk Worthy, in the Walk Worthy mentorship and the coaching that I do, is to be fruitful and faithful and fruitful, faithful to His word, to live my life with that personal integrity, moral courage, walking forward, walking worthy of that calling in my spiritual gifts, but to be fruitful in it. Like, what does it look like to actually have evident fruit? Not to do something, quote unquote, check off a list. No, but like literally that my life matters and that I am walking worthy of that. And I know that if you're listening to this, that is important to you too. So when we're thinking about being fruitful, there's this place of it's constantly dying to our own flesh. Our flesh is strong, right? And it really does fight up against the ways of God. And so asking yourself, when you start to think about being fruitful, I like to think about it like these beautiful fruits. I just love how God is so creative with nature, right? And so just thinking about, just in your own mind, think about this big, beautiful basket of gorgeous fruits, all different fruits. It could be a banana, a pineapple, grapes, strawberries, you name it, your favorite fruits, okay? And that our life is like that. Our spiritual life is like that. Just beautiful, vibrant, thriving. Because I'm telling you, where the Lord is, that is where freedom is. So when we think about this, we think about the fruit of the Spirit. These are evidences in our life. So ask yourself, how am I marked by these things? Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control. These are evidences of the Spirit, of the work of the Spirit in our lives. And so one of those fruits is self-control. Are you ready to awaken your spirit, elevate your life, and unleash every bit of that potential that's inside of you? Oh, girl, let me tell you, the Worthy Woman Summit is a transformational, joy-filled gathering designed to help you embrace your God-given worth, equip you with powerful tools, and help you elevate every area of your life. Here's the deal. You are created for more. You're created for more joy, more confidence, more faith, and more impact. Can you imagine being in a room full of faith-filled, purpose-driven women just like you who are ready to grow and step into their calling and walk in bold confidence. At this summit, you're going to experience faith-filled sessions that inspire you, that equip you for personal growth, and also wellness workshops to elevate your energy and confidence-boosting style tips to help you shine. You will walk away with tips on how to manage yourself and your time and increase your productivity. It is going to be amazing. And this is your chance to meet like-minded women, to make powerful connections. This isn't just an event. It's a faith-driven, high-energy experience where you're going to find your people, unlock your potential, and walk boldly in your purpose. You'll leave with clarity, with confidence, and the unshakable belief that your best days are ahead. But here's the thing. Opportunities like this don't come every day. You need to be in this room. Don't sit on the sidelines of your life. Come join us at the Worthy Woman Summit, and I cannot wait to see you there. How are you with your self-control? How are you leading your own self? How are you under pressure? In our own flesh, it ain't pretty, right? If we're really honest, it's not pretty. So building up, walking in the fruit of the Spirit with self-control is, for us, is a work. So wherever you are on that tandem, maybe you're got yourself under control, or maybe you're like, not so great. And let's think about that. Let me just expand upon that just a little bit. Self-control. How are you doing with food? It's a struggle, right? But are you gaining on that? How are you doing managing yourself, self-control with your time? How are you stewarding your time? Now, I know I'm probably stepping on some toes, and that's okay, right? So let's think about self-control in self-leadership, with our nutrition, with our health and wellness, with our time. It's one of the most beautiful things you have dominion over. And if you find that over and over again, you're wasting your time on things that are fruitless, they don't matter, like social media, aimlessly scrolling. How are you with self-control with your money? We have dominion over our time. We have dominion over our money. We have dominion over what we put inside of our mouths. And so the more that we can go, okay, how is my self-control? So as we're just thinking about this whole idea of pursuing excellence in our life, and that walk worthy verse in Ephesians 4:1 talks about personal integrity, like actually doing what we say we're going to do. Okay, let me land this plane. Verse 28 says, whoever has no rule over his own spirit is like a city broken down without walls. Here's the Passion Translation. If you live without restraint and are unable to control your temper, you are as helpless as a city with broken down defenses open to attack. Okay, pray for self-control in every area of your life today. Ask God to strengthen your spiritual defenses. Ask God to help you in the areas, identify the areas you need to build up self-control. Whether it's in your physical realm, spiritually, emotionally, we are called, remember, to be strong. And we build this daily. We build these things into our lives daily. So ask the Lord, and pray for him to strengthen you. And then here's the challenge. Identify one habit you need to surrender to God for greater self-discipline. Identify one. And I just want to challenge you with whatever that one is. I think we all can real quickly go, yeah, this needs to go in my life. I know it, and maybe I haven't addressed it, or maybe I've been addressing it. I want you to, in 4 weeks from now, make progress on it. Maybe it's your tongue. Maybe it's emotional outburst. Maybe it's emotionally eating, drinking, social media. I would love for you to identify one area of your life and say to yourself, I'm going to focus on this, and I'm going to actually take strides. This is getting a little long. I want to share with you one thing that I did recently that was really helpful. I struggle with too much social media, just like probably you do. And I actually kept thinking, okay, I'm going to get better. I'm going to get better. But I put some numbers to it. I actually wasn't getting better. And I made some changes. So I put on my phone time limits. I can't access my phone and social media, but certain times of the day. And so that really helped a lot. Like after 9 p.m., I don't even want to tell you my times because I want you to decide your own times. But I can't get on social media. And here's the other thing. I put on time limits. Time limits. I get cut out of I get locked out of my own phone. Now I can actually override it if I need to, but it was so helpful. It was what I needed to do. I had to make it harder to access those things. My time on social media, because you can see it every single week, dramatically decreased. I also decided I couldn't answer all of the text messages that were coming my way and all of the responses. And it just kept me on my phone instead of pursuing things. And then if I get on my phone, you're probably the same. Oh my gosh, I'm off to the races. Like I get lost. I'm like, ugh. So anyway, that it built up my self-control, but I had to take some actions to get there. All right. So what are the actions you need to take to get to more self-control in your life? I just want to cheer you on this. Excuse me. But I want to cheer you on to make whatever you're doing harder to access, or make some sort of your own personal consequences around it. Set up like your own system to make progress toward that thing. Oh my gosh, this got so long. I hope this was helpful. Oh my goodness. I really hope this is helpful. I'm really here to cheer you on. I'm your girl, here to cheer you on. Let's go walk worthy today. Okay, my friend, I hope you enjoyed that fact from the Walk Worthy mentorship. And if you would like to know more about how to get that in your ears and more support for you on your journey, on your march to living the life that God's called you to live, and you want to do it with like-minded women who are on the same journey, definitely check out the Walk Worthy mentorship. Those links will be in the show notes. And I just want to leave with a challenge for you. As I was listening to this podcast and just realizing how much work the Lord has done in my life. Just 10 years ago, I was so stuck. I was stuck in insecurities, self-doubt. I literally did not want to be known by anybody because of my story, because of shame. And I didn't think that my message mattered. I didn't think that I had anything to contribute to the world because of, I just had screwed up too many times. And after talking now to so many women, I realized that is just a ploy of the enemy. It's a tactic. He's clever, but he's not creative. And so if you're feeling some sort of version of that story, you're too old, it's too late, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you don't have enough skills enough, all of those are lies from the enemy. That somebody needs you on your A game. Somebody needs your message is so crucial for the kingdom of God. So I just want to share here. Sometimes when you hear somebody that's already kind of been through the journey and maybe they're on the other side of it, it sounds like, oh, well, that's just for them. No. This is for all of us. Anybody that has, quote unquote, gotten through to the other side has gone through this process, and you have to overcome your insecurities and self-doubt and fear. And that's what God wants for you too. So I want to encourage you to take bold moves, moving forward in your kingdom call, in the things that God has for you here on this earth. Because you matter, your voice matters, and somebody is waiting on you to step up. There's a responsibility here. We cannot let that go unnoticed. All right, so that's my challenge for you today. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for sharing this podcast. Thank you for telling other people about it. Oh my goodness, I'm so grateful, and I will see you here soon, next week. Okay, bye. Girlfriend, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I'm so honored you come back every week and that you share the Fit Soul podcast with your friends and family. Every time you share my podcast on Instagram or Facebook, I do a little happy dance. Make sure you subscribe to the Fit Soul podcast where you'll never miss an episode. You can go to Podcast, Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify and subscribe so you'll never miss an episode release. And just know, I truly love bringing you excellent content and great guests to provide you motivation and faith inspiration to help you walk worthy. And one of the ways you can help me is to go and leave the Fit Soul podcast a review. If you have just a moment, would you please go over and leave a review for the Fit Soul podcast? Thank you again. I love you. And here is your reminder. You are worthy. Until next time. Bye-bye.